Martin Brundle has publicly apologised to Sir Brian May for his conduct in the build-up to the British Grand Prix. Martin Brundle went on his grid walk, as he always does in the build-up to a Grand Prix for Sky Sports Formula 1 channel, where he tried to speak to Sir Brian May, the member of the band Queen. You may have heard of them before. If you haven't, improve your taste in music. They're absolute legends. But he tried to speak to Brian May on 2 occasions, and normally on the grid walk, people want to speak to Martin Brundle. He's a very well-known figure in Formula 1, but May, said no twice, and his reason for doing so, he made very clear that he didn't feel comfortable speaking about Formula 1 because he wasn't as knowledgeable as a lot of other people around there are. And I believe May as well also waved the checkered flag at the end of the race. That's part of the reason why he was there. He was probably a guest of the circuit more than anything else. And this kind of brings up memories of a few different things. I mean, I remember Cara Delevingne. I think she was there either last year or the year before, and she got a lot of stick, and I mean a lot of stick online for being like, oh, how can you turn down Martin Brundle? The guy's a legend. What's wrong with you? People these days are so privileged and all this and that. And it's just like, well, she's probably not that much of a fan of Formula 1. She was probably just a guest of, as it was then, Alfa Romeo, as it is now, Sauber. And it's like, I kind of conceptualize this by, kind of applying it to myself and just thinking, right, if I got invited to the Super Bowl in America, right, if I got invited as a guest to go, would I go? Well, of course I would go, because it's an incredible event. But do I know anything about American football? Would I be comfortable with someone sticking a microphone in my face and being like, what do you think about this touchdown by the quarterback or whatever? I'd have no clue. I'd have no idea what's going on. So I wouldn't feel comfortable with it. And just because they're famous doesn't mean they have to do it. And in fairness to Brundle, he has actually come out and apologised for his conduct, which I think is very good of him. Because I tell you what, I mean, I'm in a lot of Facebook groups for Formula 1, and I saw Brian May get so much hate for that. And it's just not right, because, yeah, if he was like, ignoring him and stuff like that, then fair enough. But he said, I don't feel comfortable speaking about this. I'm not knowledgeable enough about this. I don't want to speak on public TV, live to the UK and a lot of the English-speaking world as well. Totally get it. He's a clever fella, and he don't want to look like an idiot at the end of the day. He's got his reputation to think about. I totally understand. You don't want to say anything that's wrong. But yeah, so let me just go through what's actually been said. So Brian May actually apologised first publicly. He said, and I quote, I had a great day at Silverstone thanks to the kindness of the Mercedes team, and my grandson had some truly historic birthday moments. And by the way, apologies to Mr. Brundle. Absolutely no intention of snubbing you. All you see is someone who is nervous of speaking about something of which he has little understanding and anxious to get where he is supposed to be. Enough. That's, and Brundle as well responds to that, apologising himself, saying, and I quote, it is me who should be apologising to Sir Brian May, not him for me for the grid walk on Sunday at Silverstone. I didn't address him as Sir Brian, and I shouldn't have approached him twice when he wasn't up for a chat on live TV. Nobody is ever obliged to talk to me on the grid, or anywhere else for that matter. Which is, again, it's absolutely fair enough. Brundle's great. I love him. I think he's the best part about Sky Sports Formula 1 coverage. I don't think there's that many good parts to it personally, that's just my opinion, but I think he's definitely one of the best parts of it. At the end of the day, no one is obliged to speak to him. I would be honoured if he'd come and speak to me on the grid, that'd be incredible, but I'm a fan at the end of the day. A lot of the people that are on there probably won't know who he is, they might know his voice or something like that, but they probably won't know him as a person. Some of them might not even know that he's a former racing driver. So I think it's absolutely fair enough of me to be like, look, I didn't want to speak to him, I didn't feel comfortable, I felt nervous doing that, and that's absolutely fair enough. I'm sure there's some people out there that say, no, he's a live performer for music, why is he getting nervous at that? Well, he's human at the end of the day, and nerves come from when you're not comfortable with a situation. You can be comfortable with performing in front of 100,000 people at Wembley back in the day, but you might not be comfortable speaking about the aerodynamics of a Formula 1 car. It's fair enough, really. But yeah, what's your guys' take on it? Was Brian May rude? Was he right to turn down Brundle? Was Brundle right to, to come up to him twice? Let us know in the comments below, of course. And of course, keep it tuned here to the F1Chronicle.com for much more video content just like this.